I usually have some kind of something planned in mind, but this is just a workout. I did a full body, so I am showing you a full body workout with different camera angles. I'm starting to see like the little twitches when you can see the muscle fibers all kicking in. Like, I don't know if you saw that well, but on this one you can see a little bit well where you can see like all the twitching. Those are all the fibers moving underneath the skin. This is kind of cool because that's getting there. I showed the grip, and it's actually funny. I reversed the grip, so I showed the wrong grip. You're actually supposed to do what I'm doing right here. I grip it that way. These are really good grips. They're like Versa grips or something. No, I actually forgot what they're called, but they're really good. If you notice, I'm being very intentional with the lats. I have a tight left lat and tricep. So that one you see in this camera angle, that's actually the tight one. So I'm trying to get a good stretch in this whole time. Anyways, I'll kind of jump into the workout, but I actually want to talk about something called Good Will Hunting, the movie. So for me, it's kind of like a therapy. It's like a very therapeutic movie for me. A quick little story. My therapist and I had if you've seen the movie, it's about a very smart kid that's kind of in the slums and kind of a poor, and he was raised like with no parents, and he had an abusive father and all this stuff, but he's like a mad genius at mathematics, and he runs around with hooligans, and then you have a therapist and a mathematician who both like help him out. Mathematician wants him to like be super successful and do something with his life, while the psychologist wants him to kind of follow his passions and his dreams. And it's played by Robin Williams and another famous actor, I forget, but he's from Thor, Love and Thunder or something. No, the first one, I forget what it's called. Anyways, so there's a moment where the therapist and the main actor, Matt Damon's talking. I'm showing some thigh there. I just want to show this real quick. This is, if you see, when I zoom in, it should look like a bicep. Like, it literally has two heads to it and everything. At least two main heads showing. So that's what I'm trying to show. It looks like a bicep. Think of this like if I was on a preacher curl and I'm just doing a bicep curl. Like, your hammies are biceps. So my hammies are very small compared to my quads or my triceps if it was my legs, right? Anyways, that's besides the point. So I'm doing nice, slow, and controlled. This is not slowed down or anything like that. You'll notice when it's slowed down. It's coming up here later. But I love the movie Good Will Hunting because the therapist has a moment where he's like, it's not your fault. And what's happened is Matt Damon's, his father, like, put out cigarettes on him, stabbed him, things like beat him. And the therapist keeps saying, it's not your fault, it's not your fault, it's not your fault, until eventually he has a breakdown. And my therapist did the exact same thing. It was wild. And because it worked, I was like, okay. And it was like, and then eventually I'm like, wait, this is like Good Will Hunting. But I was bawling by then. But it was, he kept saying it, and then I'm like, I know. And then he's like, no, like, I need you to know it's not your fault. And he just kept saying that over and over and over again. I need you to know it's not your fault. I'm like, yeah, I know. And I kept just like doing the auto response, but it kept chipping away at my wall. And then next thing I know, I'm bawling, like bawling, not balling. I'm bawling like crazy. And he hugs me, and I'm crying like a child. Like, it's crazy. Like, could not, uncontrollably. Because I was blaming myself for the divorce. I was blaming myself for my childhood issues. It was just such a crazy moment. And then I said, I'm like, this is literally like a Good Will Hunting moment. And he just like laughs. And I'm like, I cannot believe like it did something. It like worked. And from then on, something broke. Like, I broke. And I was able to start working and looking at my past decisions and my past life more seriously. And so it was powerful. And in that show, the Matt Damon, the main character, has a love interest. And she plays Tarzan's girl in the cartoon, the one with Phil Collins with the good songs. You'll Be My Heart, that one. Anyways, she plays Jane, and the voice of Jane, the cartoon voice actress. And she has a really cute relationship with Matt Damon, and she's like, anyways, there's a whole moment where they like break up, and he's like, would you have loved me still, kind of thing. If I told you like my dad beat me and all this stuff, and I was born an orphan instead of having like 8 or 9 brothers, whatever, he lied to her. And like in some ways that was very much me. Like, I didn't want to tell her about my past too much because it was kind of traumatizing, and I didn't think she would love me because I couldn't love myself in that past. And so it was kind of interesting because I watched good. I've tried to watch movies by myself for a while now. So Good Will Hunting, I watched it in the middle of the separation, like during the time that I was still confused. Like I didn't know she had cheated on me yet. Around that time, and but I knew I had lost her because we're separated. And then I lost it. I couldn't watch it all, like because it was just like, I don't know. It was the fact that in my head I lost that girl that like was willing to love me through everything, when in reality she obviously wasn't. But in my mind at the time, like I couldn't see any mistake with her until I found out about the cheating, and then the glasses kind of, rose-colored glasses kind of fell off, and I was like, holy cow, she's, yeah. Anyways, and then I tried to watch it again after my therapy session, and I couldn't do it. I lost it again. So I haven't been able to watch a movie by myself. And then I finally, today, I watched an entire movie by myself. My parents are gone. They're on a trip for 3 weeks. And I could sit there, cook and clean. I was like upstairs cooking dinner and stuff, and with my shirt off, playing music. And I had that playing in the background. So I paused my music, and I like had my moment, and I was able to talk to myself out loud. It's like, I miss living by myself. I absolutely miss the autonomy, because it's like false autonomy right now, the way I'm living. It's not, it's like you regressed, right? You're living literally in your parents' basement, and this independence is gone. And it's a blessing right now, because obviously the rent situation, and for me to get out of debt. So I am grateful, and at the same